Alright, in this presentation we're going to take a look at the 5-minute code for Lab12d, and we're going to append to a file. If we look at part 1, we're going to create a function to append more data to a file. We're going to simply prompt the user to enter in the information. We're going to append that statement to a file name called class.txt, and I already have the information here. It's already set up. And then we're going to need to add a call function to the main. So from our starter code, we could see that we have a function already that's opening up a file. And down below here, we're going to add more text to a file. So we're going to create our function here, and we're going to append more information to our main program so it's going to work. And in the output, we also need to display the current file, the prompt for the user for the information, and then once done, we're going to display the output of the file. So it looks something along like this. So we're going to look at the existing class.txt, prompt the user, and then after we prompt the user, we're going to display the contents of the file. Basically, then the code is we're reusing a couple parts of it. So we're going to utilize this particular function actually twice, because one time we're going to see what the current value is, and then another time we're going to run this is basically after our update. Now let's look at actually creating our syntax here for adding more data. So we're going to create our definition. So def in terms of add information. So we're passing and creating a variable name. Even though the variable name up here we use the same variable name for this particular function. And again, this is for the function inside. So this file name only exists for this particular function. Next, we're going to prompt the user to enter information, and we're saving that in a variable called more.txt. After that, we're going to open up the file, and we're utilizing this newer method that we learned in the previous lab, open with, and you notice here we're utilizing the append and assigning it to a variable called file1. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to utilize this particular syntax to write to a file. Let's take a deeper dive and take a look at what this is actually doing. So we're utilizing our variable of file1, which was assigned here, which again, file1 does all this. And we're writing the information. And what we're doing is, you notice that we have a /n, so that's giving us a new line. So in the actual file that we're utilizing, we're going to create a new line, and then we're going to add more.txt, so whatever information was written here gets appended. So we're basically forcing a new line before we write our code. So that's basically what this particular syntax is doing. And now we need to come down below and let me get rid of some additional lines here and update our message. So right now the program is going to print a program header. We need to set up a call function of open my file. So open up my file. This is simply going to display the current output. Next thing is I'm going to do another message header that we're appending the file, and the call function is going to be this. So my add.txt f1. So we're passing that now to this particular function to prompt the user, and then we said that the requirement was to display the updated file. And to display the updated file, we're going to create another message header, and then we're going to utilize my open file one more time, which is up here to display the output. So let's take a look at the code and how it's going to work. So we're going to run the syntax here, and line 52, we got an error there. Looking at line 52, if you recall, this needs to be indented because again this ends in a colon. Let's go ahead and run it again. So now it's displaying the current text of the class.txt. So this is the current status here. Enter your statement. I love this class. So this particular component appended, and once again we're running the program of my open file to display the output, and you can see that it appended that particular statement from the initial one. All right, and that is it for this particular code.